Let's see. So basically, I'm gonna lower it a little bit, but let me see if you can see here quickly on my computer. So, for those of you that don't understand or are not aware, have never heard the solfeggio. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Let me see if I can escape the screen. It might not even be in this video, but hold on a second. So there are different frequencies and tones in music. Not only in music, but in frequencies and sound. For instance, there's the 432 healing frequency. There is this one here, is the 852. This video is titled Let Go of Fear, Overthinking and Worry, Cleanse Destructive Energy, and Awaken Intuition. Now, what many don't understand is that we also resonate or we vibrate at a specific frequency because we are connected to everything else. And so when we are off or we're not in alignment with Spirit, the Most High, the Creator, the Father, the Mother, whatever it is you want to call it. I choose to call it the Father, the Creator, the Most High, Abba. But we know there's a Mother too, which is the Sacred Spirit. They call the Earth the Mother as well because it's abundant. It produces fruit and vegetation for all of us to enjoy. And then they call, there's just a lot of stuff that right now I'm not even getting into what you call it, what you don't call it, this, that, and the third. Some people call it Gaia. I don't believe Gaia, but it is what it is. Some people, let's see, call it the Great Spirit. But for the most part, we all know that there is some sort of creator or some type of origin or source, if you will. And so I'm very careful with the verbiage that I use because people are uber sensitive, and I try to be kind with how I present the message, but at the same token, it doesn't come through the way it should because I'm constantly trying to edit and filter and measure my words. So if I say something that is off-putting to you, I apologize, but it is what it is, and I'm going to speak my truth, and I'm going to share it, and however it comes out, it comes out. So, okay, we are connected to the Creator, and we all have a vibration and a frequency when we come into our body. Not only that, there are energies that are connected to the time in which we're born, the day, the hour, where the stars were aligned, where the moon and the sun and what planets were out at the same time when we are born. And this is proven or can be seen in the story of Christ when the Magi or the wise men, if you will, they went looking for him. They were astrologers. They were men that knew things in the olden days where they used the sky as a map. And not only did the Magi use the sky as a map, and the astrologers and the wise people or wise men of old, the oracles in scripture and the wise people and those that saw, and even those that used it for darkness, they understood the signs and the stars and everything, and they used it to their benefit. They understood frequencies. For example, an example of those frequencies or those tones being used are written in the book of Psalms. So in the book of Psalms, David, he used to have stringed instruments that used to calm the spirits spirits. They used to calm clean or unclean spirits, like when he was upset or he was stressed out, or there were certain different behaviors and things like that. In the book of Psalms, there were songs that were sung and instruments that were played to calm, to mellow, to balance, or to remove spirits that should not have been in his presence. That being said, we must understand we are frequency, and we also are made up mostly of water, and water takes on any tune and any shape and anything that is, I gotta use my words correctly, but water has memory, okay, and it remembers different tones and different frequencies. So when the body is healthy and we have the right frequency, that we are vibrating and we are connecting with, if you want to call it source, the creator, when we drink water, any kind of water, because people say, well, it has to be alkaline. Well, alkaline is definitely the best choice. But when you cannot get alkaline, you can alkaline it yourself. You can balance it yourself with your thoughts and your words, because we are conductors of energy. We are conductors. That is why prayer and healing, and when we speak things with such power, because we are all created to bring life or death in our tongue. And so where I'm going is with these kinds of tones, okay, in the Torah, which is the five first books of the Old Testament. In the Torah, there was this older gentleman, I forget his name, and I really wish I would have had his name right now. It's in my phone, and my phone is right before us here. I'm using it to record, so I'm sorry. But there's this older gentleman that did a study. You can look it up on Remnant of Truth, exactly how it sounds, Remnant of Truth Ministry, and just look up the solfeggio, SOL, I don't remember, FFEGIO, possibly is how it's spelled, solfeggio, whatever. So what he put together and what he figured out was that in the book of Psalms, and not just the book of Psalms, in all the entire Torah, there is musical notes that are there. And he figured, I want to say specifically, let's stick to the Psalms, and I want to say maybe the book of, was it the book of Numbers or Deuteronomy? I don't know, I forget. Don't quote me on this, because I might be butchering this whole thing, but I know for a fact that the book of Psalms, where the songs were, the songs of David, and different songs and different writers that were composed, had different tones. And so this gentleman that did this show on Remnant of Truth, or this teaching on that day, that study, it's kind of long. It's like about a 2-hour thing. But if you go to the guy's, his own channel, he created songs that have these healing frequencies in it. And he says that the scripture used these healing frequencies to heal the body, to balance us out, all this other stuff. Now, it is said that in the beginning, the word spoke. It said, let there be, and it was so. Meaning that we also, as children of the creator, as little versions of himself, of little replicas, I guess, if you will, because if you're a child of, then you are a tiny representation of the creator. So that's why in different books it says that we have life and death in the power of our tongue, and also that we, with the little faith, mustard seed size faith, tiny mustard seed. I wish I had one to show you guys, but I don't have a little mustard seed, but it's tiny. And if you had that amount of faith, you can tell the mountain to move, and the mountain would move. And that is a literal thing, but it's also figuratively speaking. Goliath, the story of David and Goliath, It's like sometimes we see challenges and obstacles in life, we see this as a huge thing, right? Huge, like your president would say. And we make something much bigger than than it has to be, or than it really is, you know. And when David hit Goliath, he hit him on a certain spot of his head. He hit him here, okay? And if anybody knows spiritually what this is the single eye. This is our third eye, which a lot of people don't like to talk about, but Christ spoke about it. He said, let your eye be single. Let your eye be single, and your entire body will be filled with light. Christ's words, not anything I'm pulling out of thin air. And he was basically trying to teach them of these types of things. So Goliath was tapped there, but spiritually, it's speaking of knowing and seeing things and understanding that what we see is scarier because we're looking with the physical eyes. But when you look spiritually at a situation with the single eye, we are able to overcome it. We are able to defeat it because we are always looking at things physically, and it's like, oh my goodness, this thing is just too big, too monstrous, and we get overwhelmed and are like, I can't do this, and da da da, and we're already put in the frequency of negativity, of doubt, of defeat, already putting it out there into our atmosphere. Okay, and so that being said, there are frequencies and there are energies that are being pumped out, like let's say a giant satellite, our cell phone towers, etc., that are pumping out frequencies that are manipulating our DNA, that they are being sent out to make us sick, to make us irrational, to make us do things that we typically wouldn't do if we didn't have all this interference through frequencies and through all these different energies around us. Not only that, they keep people dumb down, because there's also subliminal messages that are in commercials and in television, and people are being programmed and manipulated. So it is important to use these frequencies and others alike, and prayer and meditation and proper food and detoxifying the body by eating better foods that can cleanse the liver. The liver is super important to the healing and the balancing out. We need to retrain our thoughts. We need to renew our thoughts on a daily basis. So all of these things go hand in hand, because it's not just diet, it's not just the frequency, it's not just this, it's a lot. We're being hit, guys, with so much stuff that, like, we're being bombarded. They're taking arrows and boom, 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 boom. They're targeting us and they're just throwing them at us. They're just these darts. Think of a dart, and you're hitting the dart, and you're hitting the board, and you're boom, 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 boom. So imagine we're getting hit with so much stuff. So I love to listen to these healing tones. I love to listen to the rain falling. I love to listen to the waves crashing, peaceful stuff. And this has been more so for the last 4 years of my life, that I have been bringing more balance. I was born under a water sign. Water is calming to me. It brings me healing. I'm also a fire sign with my moon. My moon is in Aries, which is a fire sign. So there's a little aggression there. But with my Cancerian, my water sign, I am emotional. I am healing. I am loving. And so these are different traits to my personality, to my characteristic. But I noticed that also these elements and these things also calm me down. So I love to be out under the stars with a fire, with the fire pit. So my fire sign also calms me. And then I have a Virgo rising, so that is an earth sign. There, the earth heals me as well. So there are different things. Back in the ancient days, people used to have stones and beads and necklaces and crystals and things that were healing frequency, because everything has energy that was created and you cannot destroy energy. So, for instance, a little piece of volcanic rock, okay, just some volcano rock, it brings balance to our body. For whatever reason, I don't fully understand it, but we are also made of the earth. And not only are we made of the earth, we're also made of stardust, or they say we're made of the stars. Science has proven that as well. So, that being said, we need to understand that all these different things make us who we are. So, being that I'm a Cancerian, or I am ruled by that astrological sign, I'm also ruled by the moon, and the moon changes every single day. And I think I said it on another video. Women's menstrual cycles go according to the moon phases and the moon cycles. So we're connected with everything, fam. We really truly are. So when people say no, that's new agey, or that's what people in the back in the day believed and all this stuff, you guys have to stop being deceived, okay? Because everything that they told us was wrong, or everything that they told us was evil, was a way to keep it from you. You have to question everything. Every church leader, every teacher, everyone has their own agenda. And don't believe me either. Go and research and do your own homework. No one should listen to anyone and say, that's it, this one said it, and that's it, it's a fact. No, go do your research. Look up and challenge everything. If you do not challenge and question everything, you're doing a disservice to yourself. And you cannot blame anyone else but you. It is up to you to change your diet if you don't feel well and you're always sickly. Get your supplements in, get rest, get adequate water in. It doesn't have to be this kind of water. If you have well water, if you have whatever is best for you. If you have digestion issues, you want to get some balance in that with some good prebiotics and some good probiotics. You want to have. Oh, and I forgot to tell you the best part. The reason why I'm telling you guys all of this is because I have been healing my body, and I have evidence of it, which I did not bring upstairs, but it's in my car on my sun visor. I got results from some ultrasounds that I had a month ago, and I hadn't heard back. And yesterday I went in and I said, listen, I haven't gotten my blood work, and I mean the analysis, or the whatever of my blood result. I mean, of my ultrasound. Why do I keep saying blood test? My results for my ultrasound. So remember, I said I have PCOS, which is a hormonal imbalance. That's one of my many little things that I'm trying to heal and fix and repair. So apparently, according to the ultrasound, drum roll please, back when I miscarried, the doctor said, yes, you have PCOS. Or not even then, it was probably 7 years or 8 years ago. They said, yes, you have PCOS because you have cysts on your ovaries and da 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 da. Well, again, let's do this one more time. Drum roll. As per the results yesterday, I do not have any cysts on my ovaries at all. And if you look at my ovaries, they said everything looks normal. Everything looks great. They said that if they didn't know that I had quote unquote PCOS, just by looking at my feminine organs, everything looks amazing. And I'm sorry guys, it might be TMI for men out there, but it is exciting for me because at least I know that there is transformation in the healing and in the different approaches that I'm having. Where am I? I have some hormonal supplements out there. I like to use coconut. This is a coconut cocoa butter, but I even have coconut oil. Okay, in the summertime, this is what I put on my skin. And be careful not to be in the sun because you can get burned. But all year round, actually, I'm using coconut. Coconut has a lot of vitamins, and our skin is our largest organ, so be mindful of what you put on your skin, any toxins, because if you're putting lotions and creams that have all these chemicals and you can't even pronounce stuff, you're better off taking a little bit of this. Put this on your skin. If you want to get some cocoa butter, you can get cocoa butter, but your natural stuff is going to be the best, because you do not want to put nasty stuff on your skin, because your skin, although it looks like it is like unpenetrable, our skin under a microscope is almost like reptile skin. If you look at your hands here, it's like we have reptile skin, and it's very little tiny dots, but really we are get this, guys, we are vibrating at such a high frequency that our skin cells are all connected and attached. Tiny, it's just too much, it's mind-blowing. That's the reason why there are people, and Christ was one of them, that vibrated at a frequency that we do not yet understand, and he was able to pass through the walls. And there are people that meditate and that are very spiritual, Tibetan monks and different places and parts of the world, that there are people that float, there are people that go through walls, there are people that can heal. There's a lot of supernatural stuff that we've been told is fake that they're doing in other parts of the world. So anyway, all that being said, take care of your skin. You can do detox baths. So what you want to do, that I've done, that's worked really amazingly, you can do a bath with about a quarter cup of oh my gosh, what the heck is the name of it? Shoot. Oh my goodness. It's a powder from I want to, it's volcanic, ash. Um what the hell is the actual name of it though? I have it here. Oh my god, I'm so sorry guys. I completely, like, my mind, like, I forgot what it's called. Oh my goodness. Okay, it says volcanic ash is extremely rich in minerals and has antiseptic, antibacterial, and antioxidant properties. So it works really well to not only clear blemishes but to heal inflamed and irritated skin. Basically, if your skin feels polluted for whatsoever reason, volcanic ash is a pretty good ingredient to turn to. I want to say it's bio something, but anyway, I purchased it and I have a bag of it, and it's like they use it to make mud masks, and I'm thinking of sodium. I mean, not sodium. I'm thinking of baking soda, which is sodium bicarb. That's not what I'm trying to refer to. But anyway, you get this volcanic ash and you put it in your bathtub, okay? It can get clumpy, so you want to be very careful. And when you put it in, you kind of want to like sprinkle it all over the top so that it doesn't create one huge, because again, you can use it to make masks, so it's gonna get clumpy. But again, that detoxifies the body. You can add some of your favorite essential oils in it. You can put a couple of drops of lavender oil. Lavender helps with the scent and gives you that like calming, relaxed zen feel. It's pretty amazing. And you saw and you read, well, I read it to you guys, and you can see that the volcanic, it helps to remove and to detox any, what is it again? It's got antiseptic, antibacterial, and antioxidant properties, and also it is rich in minerals. It says extremely rich in minerals, so it's going to put back in your body what it needs. Okay, another thing that you could do is activated charcoal. Okay, I've been using activated charcoal for a really long time, and I remember my ex used to get really mad because I would soak in that and it would leave a black ring. And I mean, I would scrub it and stuff like that. But if I got out really quick and it was nighttime and I went to sleep, I was like, oops. The first time it was like, oh my goodness. And then I got into a pattern of like, okay, I got to scrub the tub right after. And then it got to the point where I was like, okay, maybe I can do this a different way. So I started just doing facial masks, and because it became very messy. You could do a foot bath with it and get like a little bucket, and it's easier to clean up instead of ruining your white tub. I have a white tub, so that's not really ideal. But also, it works really well. You can mix some activated charcoal with some coconut butter, and you can do some oil pulling, which is you basically swish it around in your mouth for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Coconut oil is very good for like bacteria and stuff, so it's antibacterial. You swish it around, it cleanses your gums, it cleanses your teeth, makes your teeth white. The activated charcoal also clears and gets rid of, and because it's so black, it also helps to brighten your smile, surprisingly. You can also create that mixture and make a toothpaste out of a toothpaste. And if you want it to be minty, you can put a little bit of tea tree oil or some not tea tree, don't do tea tree, peppermint oil. Um, you can do some peppermint oil in it, and you can do that. I think you can use tea tree, but I think peppermint oil is really the one that I was talking about. But very little peppermint oil, probably like just a drop. I'm telling you, one drop is enough. Let's see. I'm no doctor, so don't use any of this. That's a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I hope to be maybe one day a holistic or a naturopathic or an herbalist, but oregano is really good for the body. Oregano leaf oil, you add that to stuff. Just look up all these things. Don't just do it. Back in the day, in scriptural day, what did they bring baby Jesus Christ, the Messiah? They brought him frankincense, myrrh, and gold. The Anunnaki, okay, they are said to have been harvesting gold. And what were they harvesting gold for? For longevity. So it is said that we should also be eating gold. I don't know if you've ever heard of colloidal silver, but there's also colloidal gold. There's a little gold drop, whatever, flakes and whatnot, and they sell it as a supplement, and you can ingest that. You can have it. Gold is supposed to be very good for us, just like copper. Copper's good for the digestive system. So a lot of people in India, they use copper cups and pitchers, and they put their water in there. You can get the benefits of copper by putting your water in that overnight. Also, it also helps restore the vibration of the water and the frequency of that water. You can even put this kind of music next to your pitcher of water, and you can have it vibrating that positive, that flow, and it balances it out. And so when you're drinking that, it's really good for the stomach, and supposedly the copper is antibacterial. So any toxic crap in your colon and in your whole digestive tract, it'll help get rid of that stuff. But gold was one of the things they brought to the Messiah because he was a king. They knew he was a king. The sun and the stars and the moon above said that he was born a king. So they brought him some myrrh. They brought him some frankincense. Myrrh smells really good. So what I was doing for a while when I was really ill, I would rub some myrrh, frankincense, amazing as well. There's different, not all frankincense is made the same, but wowzers. And you mix it with some coconut oil. You can also use any other carrier oil. You never want to put any of these oils on you directly because it can burn or irritate your skin. You may have an allergic reaction, so you always want to mix it with some kind of oil. Another good oil that I use, it's great for skin conditions, is castor oil. It's pretty thick. They have even Jamaican castor oil. I don't know what makes it different. Maybe maybe it's because it's coming from Jamaica, I'm assuming, but I don't know specifically because I haven't read up on that specific thing of the thing behind it. Another version of myrrh. Then I have the stress-free one. It's a concoction of a few different ones. I even have the lavender one that you can spray on your pillow. So I have chamomile. I used to have to drink chamomile tea every night before bed, and it would help calm me down because I used to get really bad anxiety, and it's gotten better over the years as my adrenal system has been improving. But chamomile, I would breathe these in. You can have room diffusers that they blow out the nice little steam and they diffuse all these scents. I have citrus. I love lemongrass. I have a lemongrass essential oil. It's huge. It's about this big. I see it from over here on my nightstand. I have, the lemon one is amazing too. Oh my gosh. It's said that you can put a little drop of this in your water, just one little drop of this in your water or in your tea. But if you have acid reflux, I would recommend that you be very careful with any type of the citrus oils. Any type can be very uncomfortable. So what you can do is you can take a carrier oil, again, coconut or castor oil, and you're going to mix those two and you can rub it on your skin around your stomach area, because if you want to be able to digest it but you can't really put it inside, again, our skin is the largest organ, so whatever we put on our skin, our body's going to automatically absorb. So any of the oils that you want to consume, if you're going to use castor oil, you can do castor oil packs with whatever essential oil, and you're going to put heat with a towel, of course, on top. Don't burn yourself like I did over the summer. And you're going to have the heat is going to help push that oil in, and it's going to help. They say that it's really good for women through their menstrual cycles. You take a little bit of castor oil and you rub it on your ovaries or whatever in your lady parts, and you're going to put a towel, and then you're going to put a heating pad over top, and that's going to all go and help. It's going to help with cysts. It's going to help with all kinds of stuff. Pretty amazing. So where I was going with Christ is that they gave him frankincense, myrrh, and gold, and these are all amazing, amazing things to heal the body. Okay, and also for the immune system of an infant at that time where he was in the world, and it represented royalty because these things were expensive at the time. These different spices and these different things were very expensive. Gold was very expensive. So because he was born a king, the king of the tribe of Judah, they provided these things for him to show that they understood and whatnot. There's a lot more to it, but it's pretty amazing. Now there's this natural doctor. His name is Dr. Axe, A-X-E, exactly like that. He's on YouTube as well. Dr. Axe has this little series on the King's Pantry or the King's Cabinet. I think it's called the King's Cabinet. So he does a better breakdown on the frankincense, the myrrh, and the different oils and why, and just a lot of different stuff. And he has so many remedies. He talks about bone broth. I have bone broth. I've had collagen. I was against bone broth because remember I said I was vegan for a year and a half, so I was afraid of taking anything that was an animal product or byproduct. So Dr. Axe recommended bone broth because he suggested that being overweight and having autoimmune condition all started from the gut and possibly having leaky gut syndrome. So if you have diabetes, you have lupus, you have all different types of things that are called autoimmune, or they cause inflammation in the body, most likely it is contributed to the fact that you have a leaky gut. Also, the consumption of dairy. Dairy has a lot of hormones and chemicals added that cause inflammation. So consuming dairy can be causing joint pain, inflammation in the body. I've told people, my cousin, for example, I said to her, my cousin Stella, I said, Stella, you have pain in your body. She must have been like 28 at the time. I said, you're too young to be having all of these ailments and stuff. And that was when I had started my journey of holistic and natural stuff. I said, cuz, do me a favor. I said, trust me, please. I said, take 3 to 4 weeks. Stop your dairy intake. Because I asked her, I said, do you drink coffee? Do you da da da? She says, yeah, I take it with milk. I always have to have my coffee with milk, and I have a couple of times a day. And then she says, and I have a bowl of cereal from time to time, and da da da. I'll have it with the kids. I'm like, eliminate it all together, and let me know how you feel. A month later, I think, as a matter of fact, 2 weeks in, she said, cuz I feel so much better. And then a month, she was like, yo, I can't believe that dairy was causing the pain in her body, the pain in her joints, and all that stuff. Gluten, what they put in bread, it's kind of like the glue. I want to say it's the glue. I could be lying. I'm sorry if I'm lying. Please don't quote me. I'm almost sure the gluten is like some type of fibrous or something that keeps it. It's kind of like the glue that keeps it together. And if I'm wrong, whatever the hell gluten is, you eliminate it from your body. You may feel a lot better if you get bloating in your stomach or discomfort. Eliminate dairy, eliminate gluten, and I'm telling you, eliminate um, any chemically processed meats, like it's going to be your cold cuts, or they call it deli meat in different places. I know in Jersey we call it cold cuts or whatever, but deli meat, basically any type of ham. Ham is not good for you anyway. Pork is not good for you. Shellfish and none of that stuff is good for you, because the swine eats all the crap off the earth, and you're eating the crap that the crap ate. So you're basically you're eating the bottom feeder type animals. That's why shrimp and shellfish, as good as it was when I ate it many, many, many moons ago, it's not good for you, because the bottom feeders are eating the ocean's crap. So knowing the condition of our planet, and knowing the fact that our earth is dying, it's deteriorating quickly. The ocean is just full of junk. We throw garbage in there. Our pipelines, our sewer lines go straight in there. Oil spills all over. Fukushima spill out fallout, and a lot of the Alaskan seafood and fish and stuff that we get. So all that radiation and all that garbage we're eating. So it's just a lot, guys. It's just a lot. And I don't mean to overwhelm you guys, but it's just stuff that goes on in my head, and I just have to kind of get it out. But these tones are healing. These natural things are healing. Our body can heal, because the Creator did not intend for us to deteriorate. I mean, yes, we all have an expiration date, absolutely, but you can live healthy and abundantly, providing that you use the gifts and the things that were given to us the right way. Dr. Sebi, Sebi, he spoke about going from, he was a diabetic, he was really ill. They told him he may die. He went to see this herbalist on the border of Mexico or in Mexico. I don't remember if it's either the border of New Mexico or something like that. Again, don't quote me. I want to say he was from Cali, and he was in that region and exploring and finding out there's this guy, Mexican herbalist, and he told him, I can heal you, because you're gonna die if you continue this way. And I want to say he was like 270 pounds at the time. And so Dr. Sebi learned about the herbs and about the different medicinal properties of all the different herbs. And so he went on his study, because he then, I think, fasted, I want to say 40 days he fasted with the minerals and all the like stuff that he gave him to take, the supplements he stuff. He said he no longer had diabetes. I want to say his eyesight was really bad. Excuse me. His eyesight cleared up, the fogging, the cataract, everything, like everything you can think of that was autoimmune or anything that whatever. He said eliminate sugar, eliminate any kind of animal products. Sebi's diet that he created or came up with was so stringent, super strict, that I had a hard time following it. But there are many people out there who have recipes for his diet and lifestyle, and it's just a matter of getting used to it. I figure I need to heal my adrenals first before I can put that kind of stress or shock on my system. and I'm getting there. So I will be to the point where I don't have to really eat. Um, there are spiritual teachers that don't even have to eat. I know this one guy, I want to say the guy went 100 and something days without eating. There are people who they call themselves breatharians. And that means that they really just they do all this breathing technique and stuff. They said you don't really need food. And I'm like, what? Water, yes, but food, no. Or food, very minimal amounts of food. And I mean, these people are very petite. There's this guy in California, him and his wife are breatharians, and they break it down, and you see he's all lean and cut up, and I'm like, he looks a little too frail. But there's Hindu, um, priests and stuff like that, Tibetan monks. There's a lot of people in different walks of life that this is how they live, where they barely eat. They said that Americans are the ones that think that they need to have 3 square meals and then all these snacks in between, and then you gotta walk around with a bottle of water everywhere you go, and they think it's ridiculous. Because there are people in other countries, in third world countries, that don't even get this much water a day. They'll be lucky if they get this kind of water every day. So we're very blessed in this part of the world, and yet there's obesity, and then there's other parts of the world where there's a lack thereof. So there's a problem with the American standard diet, and our lifestyle is stress all the time, and being an employee in our system is a slave system and slave mentality. I'm not knocking you because I have a day job now, but for a really long time I was a rebellious person against the system. It's like, I don't want to work for the man, the system, because you have a social security number. The social security number keeps you in the system, and you need it to pay your taxes because you're uh, part of the corporation of America. What the heck is that? There's like this rumbling. There's something on the roof. It's not Christmas yet, which I don't really care for, but that was creepy. It was like something on my roof. Anyway, whatever it is, you're not welcome here, so keep it moving. Go kick rocks. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. So I really just wanted to bring some kind of peace here to this message, to listen to the peaceful music, pray, meditate, be still. Don't allow your thoughts, your negative thoughts, get the best of you. Please renew those thoughts. Speak life into your life, like your daily life. When you go to bed, I am enough. I am healthy. I am wealthy. Wealthy doesn't have to be money. Wealth is just anything that you consider to be of wealth, of value. If you want knowledge, then I am wise. I am whatever. Just keep speaking life into your daily walk. And if you don't like it, then click to another YouTuber, okay, guys? Regardless, I love, and I am going to just share whatever's on my mind. And if I think that there's something important that I should be sharing, I'm going to share it as best as I can. And I don't know everything, but I'll give you some of my little tips and things that have helped me with my anxiety, with my healing my body. I'm not there yet. I'm not 100% there yet. I want to say maybe I'm 50% or 60% there, but I'm actually, I see it as a glass half full instead of a glass half empty. So I see the progress, I see the transformation. So look within, start healing yourself, and remember that you have the answer to heal. You already know what you have to do. And if you don't, then go get you some books, go to the library, Google it. You can read so much information for free. We are living in an age where you can read so much information online. Some of it is garbage, some of it is fake news, but you need to use discernment, and you need to filter it out and figure out what works for you. There's a lot of religions, and there's a lot of stigma and dogma over meditation, There's a lot of stigma and dogma about the stars and all this stuff. Listen, if Christ had a perfect alignment with whatever it was when he was born, we all were given a special alignment when we were all born, because we are all children of the Creator. And our big brother, or the Messiah, teacher, a lot of people call him the righteous teacher. He came to instruct us, to teach us, to show us the way, and to show us that we are light and we can do the same things that he did. And he says, greater things will you do than he did. So imagine that. Greater things will we be able to do. And if he's the head and we are the arms and the hands and feet, the toes, all that stuff, because we're all part of this one body of Christ, if you will, then we should all be functioning the same way as he did and do things that he did. So, beloved fam, I hope any of this, some of this, one thing that was able to shed some light on your life and your path. And I pray that you have an amazing evening. Be well. Happy healing. You can heal yourself, mind, body, and soul, aka your spirit. Okay, take care and have a good night. Love you guys.